It was a complete shock, absolutely out of nowhere. I know of no media person who sniffed this out. When the word was out that Danny Ainge would become the new head of basketball operations, general manager, whatever title, the man in charge of making the basketball decisions. We didn't see this coming. But obviously, Wick Grossbeck, they had they were onto something. And, I didn't think it was horrible. And I thought, oh my God, Danny, wow. I knew how smart Danny was. I knew that Danny was a sagacious guy. But still, you weren't ready for this. And Danny turned out to be a terrific stewardship and guardian of the gate with the Celtics, with good decisions, good trade. I mean, the trade for that put the 708 team together was masterful. Now, people will wonder if it could have happened with any other team because the second part, his general manager counterpart, was his good friend Kevin McHale. Yeah, we'll never know. I don't know. But I think Kevin McHale was doing the right thing for his own team, and he felt the time had come that he had to trade Garnett. Al Jefferson was the key point. I thought he was going to be pretty good. I really believed in Al Jefferson. I thought he was going to turn out to be a really good player, and anyway, Danny just this whole time here, he started off with a couple of rocky draft choices, but boy, you look at the fact that he was able to get back-to-back draft choices, Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. That Jaylen Brown was the third pick in the draft, and the fans went, "Who?" He did not have a great deal of collegiate notoriety playing in Berkeley, Cal Berkeley, which was not a prominent team really. And, prominent league, but not a prominent team. And then maneuvering out of he had the number one pick, maneuvered out of the number one pick, which everybody thought was going to be Markelle Fultz, and it turned out to be to get Tatum at 3. And of course, we know that Tatum's going to go down as one of the all-time great Celtics and a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. And that alone would have justified his whole presence. But it was more than that. Attracting Al Horford, it became the first prominent free agent signing of the era. The Celtics, I always worried that they would never get a prominent free agent because certainly he's not one of a man of color, because Boston's reputation still, unfortunately, was hanging around from the bad old days about being a black athlete in Boston. And Boston was an old, cold Eastern city. It seemed that the Sun Belts were the desired places to go, and always Los Angeles, of course. But Danny was able to get Al Horford and continuing to make good moves. And the last great one being hiring Brad Stevens. So Danny, people have suggested, and I applaud and I support the raising of number 44 in the Boston Garden, in the TD Garden, because his combination of playing, which was good, but not not stellar, but good. 2 rings, and believe me, he was prominent in winning that first one and Game 7 in '84. He came off the bench in the second quarter and sparked them at a point when the game was in a lull. People don't remember that. And Danny, by '86, was an all-star level player. But no one quite like him except for Tommy Heinsohn, but his number is already up there, and we know who Tommy Heinsohn was. But if there's ever anybody that combined multiple capacity, Bill Russell, of course, it was Danny Ainge. And I think that wouldn't be out of line to hoist 44 up there.
NBA History Channel is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.